At this point, we have worked on our floor plan where we have identified rooms and dimensions. We've also set up our whole set of sheets so far. So we have a first floor plan with room layout. Our dimensions that doesn't have anything. Our elevations, again, doesn't have anything. Our schedules that has total area and room areas. All right. So if we go back to our now just first floor dimensions plan that we set up. So what we're going to do, delete out any just temporary doors you put in for VR and the floor you put in for VR. So you should just be looking at just the exterior and interior walls. Also, if you do go over, like scroll over top of it, you see some of these X's. If you're in this view here, we should have hidden them before. So you right click, hit hide in view. So we need to make a few kind of corrections or just kind of pay attention to a few things we haven't done so far. So you go to 3D view, you notice that, or if you go to the elevation view, you'll notice that the walls do not go up beyond the roof. So we didn't tie those to the top elevation. So if you highlight all the walls and you say top constraint, the top constraint should always be the roof. All right, so now if we go back to the 3D view, all of our walls are the same height, exterior and interior. All right, so that's the first thing. So go back to first floor dimensions, and we're going to put in doors and windows. But before we do any of that, let's put in the floor. So this time let's be a little more picky about that. Let's do the wood floor wood joists, 10-inch wood finish. All right, so that's what we're going to use. If you want to do the 12-inch joist with carpet, you can, or 10-inch with ceramic tile. We're going to do the wood. Actually, no, just pick one of the joists, either 10-inch ceramic tile or wood finish, whichever one you prefer. All right, and then we're going to go around the exterior of our house. If you have a garage, we're going to make that a separate floor, so that's not part of this floor. It's only the interior of the house is going to be the wood finish. All right. Click on that. Now if you go into 3D view, you can see there's a floor in there. All right. So go back to dimensions. And now we're going to officially put in some of our doors and windows. All right. So let's go to doors first. By default, the only doors that are pre-loaded are the single flush. That's not what you can. That's kind of not visually appealing. So go to load families and doors. And let's go to residential. And so we need an exterior door. So that's the doors going into the house. You can pick whichever ones you want, whether you want like a double door, single door with an arch, single door with glass. I'm going to use the one with the arch personally. Say OK, open. And I'm going to make mine, let's see, 36 by 84. So it's 3 foot by 7 foot, say OK. And exterior doors usually open into the house, at least the front door opens into the house. So we'll put that right there. Again, kind of put it next to the wall, so it opens up against the wall. And then this is my kind of utility room. This is also going to have one. A side door oftentimes does open into the house. So the front door opens into the house, and most exterior doors open inward into the house. All right, so here we have that one, and I'm not sure if I'll put in maybe like a set of sliding doors or something to the outside, outside of kind of the back of my kitchen, my dining room area. I'll maybe think about that for later. I'm going to escape. So there's my interior doors. If I go here, you can see there's the window going in. All right. Now we're going to put in some interior doors. All right, so again, go to door. Let's go to load family. And again, these are interior doors, so they go to the inside of the house. Make sure, I should have done this before, make sure when you go to find these, it is the shared drive, Maine East, students, AAT, CEA, Revit families, US Imperial, doors. I've got a few extra ones that I've put in here. So like you have your closets, You have another kind of exterior door if you like that. So, you know, a bifold, again, bifold, that's another kind of closet door. Then a lot of these are, you know, you have your like a barn style closet door, a pocket door, whichever ones you like. So for most of mine, I kind of like the 6 panel personally, or the 4 panel. It's your choice. I'm going to use these mostly. Say okay. And in terms of sizing, let's see, I know I'm going to have mostly 7 foot, so 3 foot by 7 foot. I'll do that. That's going into and out of rooms. But for closets, I might need some smaller ones. So I'm going to keep them all 7 foot. And I'm going to just kind of select a handful of these down to maybe a 2 foot. Yeah, I'm not going to go anything smaller than a 2 foot. I don't want these available just in case I need them for closets and stuff like that. All right. So first things first, I'm going to put in the wider doors. These are the entry doors, so the 3 foot wide doors. Again, doors usually open into a room. So I'm going to put that one right there, this one right here. Again, I'm trying to make sure that they open up against a wall. So that's the master bedroom down here, another bedroom here, a bedroom right here, and a bedroom here. Remember, I don't want it to open up against that wall. I want it to open against the other wall, so I hit the space bar to change the direction of open. There we go. So my bedrooms all have doors now. So here's my main bathroom for the house, and this is my bathroom for the master bedroom. All right. So let's go ahead, put in a door there. And I definitely want this one to be a wide one, because that one's got to be my accessible bathroom. That one should go right here. And what I'm trying to pay attention to is make sure that the trim here is not running into anything. So all my trim is off the walls. All right, we're good. Let's see. So there we have that. All right, so here's some like my hallway closets. Like this is going to be like a linen closet, and this is going to be like a utility closet. So when I put in doors there, they're probably going to need to be a little smaller. Like that's way too big of a door for that. So it's going to be my 7 foot door. Let's make this a little more than 2 foot. So and closet doors usually open out. So that one might just be big enough. Yeah. Oops. Undo that. Let's try that again. All right. Right there. And, well, you see how the arcs cross there? So my doors would possibly run into each other. So I think I'm going to actually use a smaller door for each of these. So let's go ahead and delete that out. I don't want overlapping arcs. So let's see. Floor plan. So doors, instead of 28, let's do 26. So that one's going to be a smaller one. And then this one's also going to be 26. All right, so now the doors won't cross or hit each other when they swing open. All right, this is kind of my utility room. So this is like a side entrance. I might have like a garage or a side entrance here. And then this, you need to have a door opening here. Again, doors typically open into the room. So it does have to be accessible, because this might be a main point of entrance for people. So it's got to be a wider door. All right, right there. And now I need to put in some closet doors. So if I have a big enough closet, I could handle like a sliding door or 4 panel, or yeah, like the kind of bifold doors. So I can load that. So load my bifold, say open. So these are relatively wide. So there's a bifold door here. Are these closets able to? No, so these closets would not be able to do that. And what I'm realizing now is I don't quite have a closet for my master, so I'm going to have to go back and put one in, maybe kind of carve out this space here. So anyways, these closets, the bifold isn't going to work here, so I'm going to have to switch back over to an interior door. Let's use try 28. Yep, that would work. Okay, so now my closets have space. All right. Those might actually, if you put a shelf in here, that would probably swing into the shelf. So that might actually be too wide. So I might need to change that. So let's try 24. There you go. I might have enough room to put in a shelf here and not have the door swing into the shelf. Okay. All right. So there we have enough doors. Now let's start talking about windows. So window. And so here we do need to pay attention to what the requirements are for habitat. So if you go to the guidelines there, so we're going to look for it, the new construction guidelines from Habitat. We're looking through. Windows. All windows shall be white vinyl, single hung, tilt in, low E double pane. So single hung vinyl tilt in. Okay. So when we go to load family, we're going to go to US Imperial, go down to Windows, and so single hung. We're going to need windows that are like this. Single hung, either like this or like this. You're a little bit, I would say, restricted here because of the requirements. So remember, so that's single hung. Double hung might look very similar, but the double hung, the top and bottom move up and down, whereas single hung, this part up here is fixed and the bottom part can slide up. All right, so that's the big difference. All right, so single hung. And depending on where in the house you are, you're going to want different size windows. So the main living area, I'm going to want some pretty large windows. So 3.2 by wide by 5.2 high. That's what I'm going to use in this main section of the house. When I'm in the bedrooms, I'm not going to want them as large. So maybe I'll see what 3.2 by 4.4 looks like. And then when you're in the kitchen, remember you have the windows would be above the countertop height. So we're going to have to play around with that. I kind of like the 3.2 wide, but so let's go. I'm just holding down control so I can select a lot of them. Let's just go with all the 38 3.2 wide ones, and let's see how they all look. All right. So there we go. So I'm going to start with the living space and have some nice large windows here. So a nice large window there. And then get a good number of them going along here. Not sure why one of them didn't place there. I wanted that to place there. And I'm kind of leaving space here. I'm thinking I might want like a patio door off to the side here. This is my dining room area. Now I'm getting into my kitchen. So when I put in a kitchen one, that's going to be a smaller window. It's going to have to sit up a little bit higher. So that one's going to be right here. And then when I'm getting into the bedrooms, let's try these 38 by 46 ones there. So window here. This bedroom has the ability to have 2. This one also might have the ability to have 2 windows. And then let's see. Yeah, the master can probably fit 2 if I put one on either side. All right. So let's start taking a look at what this house looks like from the outside. All right. So we have windows into the different doors. Not a big fan of how they don't go up to the same height. I think what I really would have preferred is if the windows are all at the same height here, they all go down. So that's an issue. And then some of them you're seeing that they might not be placed the right way. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is I want them to all be placed at a certain height and going down rather than the certain base going up. All right, so when I go back here, so if I click on this window, the sill height is 3 foot. And so this is all based on sill height. So the head height is 6'10". So let's see if I can change this. So I want this to be 6'10" as well. Hit apply. Okay, so now I hope that all works. So let's see this. 7 foot, 6'10". So maybe I want it actually at 7 foot. So let's try 7. Apply. All right, that all looks like it's at the same height now. So thinking that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around and select the different windows. And I want all their sill heights, or their top heights here to be, head height to be 7 foot. Say okay, apply. There we go. So now the height of all the windows corresponds to the height of all the doors. It's all nice and even. And now if I put my kitchen stuff in here, I might need to resize it later, but my cabinets should fit underneath of that. All right. I might also want a window here in this bathroom. That could be the same size. We'll see. All right. So good for windows. Let's go back to the floor plan. So one thing I haven't done yet is really dimension them. For some reason a dimension showed up here. I'm going to delete that out for now. So we're about to dimension. Just don't need it right now. The other thing is, I know the floor is here. This just kind of is a lot to look at. So if I click on it, right click and say hide in view element, it just clears up what I'm looking at. All right. The other thing is I need to make sure I put all my windows in correctly. So if I click on this window, you see the double arrows on the outside of the house. That's what I want. So just go around your house, make sure all the windows are put in correctly. Okay. So you can see a number of them were placed incorrectly. Just going around, making sure. Okay, I think I got all the windows. All right. So now let's actually space the windows out the way I want them to. So if I'm selecting all the windows, holding down Control, and let's hit Activate Dimension. So now I can actually move these windows around where I want them to. All right, so now we're going to try to dimension our entire house. So there's always 3 layers of dimensions. So you have your outermost dimension, which always goes from outside edge of the house to outside edge of the house. That's your outermost dimension. I want to lock that in place. That way, when I start moving stuff around, I don't want those dimensions to move. Those are locked. Those are fixed. All right. So there's a middle layer of dimension where I'm going from outside wall to any interior wall, and the center of any interior wall. I'm doing a chain dimension there, so I don't stop. So I dimension here to the middle of this interior wall, to the middle of this interior wall, to the middle of this interior wall, and no more interior walls, so the outside edge. All right, those are all chained together, so they all place at the same kind of height or distance away. All right, and looks like I got lucky, or maybe I did this before and I forgot about it, but they're all nice even numbers. If they're not, so like if this were So if I click on this and kind of force it to be something I don't want, let's say it was 211.5. Again, not that a half is terrible, but it just takes up a lot of space, not the greatest. So I want you to play around with these wall locations to make them nice even numbers, all right? And then the last thing we need to do, so that's the first two layers of dimensioning, and the last layer of dimensioning is to any rough opening from outside edge of the wall to the center of a rough opening. A rough opening is a door or window, all right? And then, so those two dimensions, and I don't need to repeat this dimension because there's no door or window between these two walls, all right? The other thing is I've spaced everything out way too much, so I can bring this in, otherwise I'm just gonna, so drag this in a little bit closer, all right? And then same thing here, drag that in. You kind of see how they all lock into place. So that way I'm not just wasting a whole bunch of space. All right, so here I can place this window much better. So activate dimension and change this dimension to, I don't know, 4.8 maybe. Let's see. Good, 4.8, 4.3. So I do need to do one here for this wall and this wall. So I'm going to do dimension from the center line, because it's an interior wall, the center of the rough opening, to the center of this wall, to the center of that rough opening, and to the outside edge, because this is an outside wall. All right, lock it in place right there. All right, so click on the window, activate dimension, and let's see, let's make that 5'3". And that's somehow is already nicely spaced. Good. All right. So all my walls should look like this now. So there's 3 layers of dimensions. All right. The outermost is the least dimensions. The middle one is the middle amount of dimensions, and the inner one is the most dimensions. All right. So keep going around. Outside edge to outside edge. Place that. It's already locked for me. And then outside edge to the center of the wall, to the center of the next wall, to the center of the next wall, keep going, to the outside edge. All right, place that there. All of these are already good, okay? And then outside edge to the center of the rough opening. All right, there we go. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I do want a window here. So I'm going to put a window, a small window. Actually, no, whatever these windows are. These are 38 by 46. So I'm going to place a window 38 by 46. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So let's go ahead, go back to my dimensions. So I've already got, so I'm doing the rough opening spacings. And center of this rough opening, center of the wall, center of the door, center of the window, center, and then outside edge. All right. Okay. So there's quite a few to clean up here. So click on the window, activate dimension, make it, let's see, 5.3. Okay. This one, activate dimension. I might not be able to get nice clean dimensions here because you see that one. We'll see though. Actually, no, it's already 4.7. So yeah, some of them you're just not able to. I can space that a little better. So let's activate that dimension, make that 3'1", and then make this one also 3'1". Okay, that's 2'1", and then this one I will be able to make a little nicer. Let's make that 3'3". Okay, so that wall's done again. You're not going to be able to clean up every last dimension. Just do the best you can. All right, so here you'll notice that we're not going to have a middle layer to this wall. because there's no walls. There's only rough openings here. So when I do the dimensions, I kind of skip over the second layer and go straight to the third most inner layer. All right. All right, so let's see, activate that dimension. Let's say that should be 4'3". Oops, what happened here? Activate dimension, 4'3". Let's say activate that dimension. I want that to be 8'6". Space that out evenly. Activate dimension, 8'6". I don't think I left myself enough room for a side patio door there, so I'm going to go back and switch that to just 8 foot. Activate that dimension, so that's just 8 foot. All right, so that wall's done, except I do want a patio door there. I'm going to have to come back later and do that. And then let's do this last wall. So outside edge is already done. Let's do inside. So the walls, the middle layer dimensions. So to this wall, to the center of this wall, to the outside edge of that wall. Okay, so my walls are all good. Now rough openings there, to the center there. I can skip over this one, so I don't need to do that one because there's no window there. So center line to rough opening, to center line, to rough opening, to rough opening, to outside edge. So activate the dimension. Let's call that 3'9". We'll leave that for there for now because I'm not sure how my kitchen's going to really end up being laid out. That's good. Activate this dimension. Let's call that 4'9". All right, so all my outside dimensions are done. Let's go ahead and drag these in a little bit. Don't need them so far away. Oops, undo that. There we go, line that up. Bring this down and bring this down. So now all my exterior dimensions are done, but don't forget you do need to dimension the inside of your house. So this dimension here is already done for me, but I haven't dimensioned the closets. So for this, it'll be outside edge to the center wall, to the center of that wall, to the center of that wall. All right. And that's not dimensioned the way I want it to be, so let's make that 4'8", and let's make that 3'8". I want to make these closets the same actually, so let's take off 8 inches there. Let's take off 4 inches, 3, 4, and let's make that 4'6". Okay. All right. Pull that away a little bit because I am going to need an interior dimension here for this door. Here to here to here. And that's, yeah, definitely not the way I want it to be. So let's say 1'6". All right. Same thing here. Let's make that also 1'9" maybe. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to have to do some more dimensioning. And so at this point, you kind of get the idea. I'm going to just go through and dimension the rest of it, and I'll show you the end result.